welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. Well, we finally got that shambler back in the painting. Took a while. It was scary. Now we've, by Cat's discretion, have headed to a bookstore to ask about the dagger we used on the painting. That had like that glowy symbol on the bottom. Turns out something amiss, though, of course, is happening at the library, and we have to go and figure it out. Following this guy's memoir. Yay. So, I guess first look, can I look at it? Can I? Okay, so it is... Aha. I don't like all that crabby noise that's happening, but it looks like it opened up a few more things for us to look at.
Arkham editions.
Ooh.
Never heard of him.
Written by Hermes, that's the last name. Translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coprilis. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among the 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on exorcism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Apparently a lot. Hold on. Order is the pleasure. A book of exocentric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helene Petrovna Blavatsky. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on the supernatural.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
I'm gonna stop reading these because that's a lot of books to be reading. So I'll just let you guys read it while I read it.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
A lot.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Well, we found those. They might give us clues on what to look for in said anthologies that we read.
Things are not looking good.
Cool.
A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphire make up a specific motif? It isn't a pattern. Well, let's start with
And
one.
these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Oh, this is the guy that we saw in the... He was reading that one book. Oh, jeez.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and other horrors seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so I'm assuming... So the
The
chalice?
chalice of knowledge.
Dimensions red, so 1, 2, 3... Well, let's start at the break. 5... Red.
The queen has little protection.
I'm assuming the white pieces, probably. And then volume 9. Whoops.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Let's
What did Drake say about this collection?
1,
Drake talked about a particular volume.
3...
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
5, 6, 7, 8...
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was
9,
talking
here we
about
go.
in his message.
I don't like the whisperings in this. Okay, I was overthinking the last one. It's literally just 9. Ah, yes, pick up the scary book. It seems to me there's blood on it. Yeah, nah. Yeah, you know what? I'd probably put that back in the safe and lock it back up. I don't want to be back in the Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Gross. Irresistibly attracted to the detective. Of course. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another's body. Oh, that sounds safe. And then we go.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
Oh, we are here.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Is that the nurse lady?
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will. I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Bootlegger.
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
Oh boy.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
So, Doctor,
Weird.
an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr.
Oh,
Fuller
boy.
said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky
Oh,
rings
boy.
growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
A lot of things.
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was
a threat.
Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Oh, I actually have to play her. Okay, well, before we start off with this, I'll end the episode here. Be sure to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later, and thanks for joining. Bye.